Well, I'm here in my office this afternoon, and I have a couple of things I want to share with you. But first, I just want to apologize. I forgot. I usually bring a different. If I've got my work shirt, I've got this old Marines T-shirt on that was Mike's that I stole out of his closet, and I was doing some work next door in the new sanctuary, and I forgot to bring a different shirt. So you get me with my old work shirt on today, but I wanted to get this devotional recorded. So here's my thought today. I want to talk a little bit about Psalm 73. It's written by Asaph, and Asaph was, I'll use the word, he was complaining about the prosperity of the wicked. He just couldn't understand why, in his eyes, wicked people seemed to have a life without any problems, so to speak, compared to the righteous. He felt like the righteous went through a lot of difficulties, and that the wicked were just kind of cruising along. And so he goes through that, kind of questioning that for the first few verses. And I'm sure maybe it isn't about the prosperity of the wicked, but I'm sure all of us have at one time or another, and many times in our life, have probably said, why God? Why this or why that? I mean, that's typical. I know I've asked that question, and I'm sure we've all asked that question. So Psalm 73 has a point of transition in it. As he goes through the first 15 verses, he's just going one thing after another. Why God? Why this? Why that? And then in verse 16, and I want to read verses 16 and 17, he says, when I thought how to understand this, it was too painful for me. Until I went in to the sanctuary of God, then I understood their end. You see, it doesn't have to be about the prosperity of the wicked. It could really be about anything that we struggle in life, any of those why questions that we have. Lord, why does this happen? Why did that happen? This present day crisis that we're living in right now has, I think, caused many of us to ask a lot of questions as well. Why, Lord? What's going on and all that? And it's taking a toll on different people a different way. Everybody's dealing with it a little bit differently. For the most part, day after day, I've been busier than ever. I'm just putting one foot in front of the other, trying to do the things I believe God's called me to do, and just kind of cruising through life, just trying to keep my hand to the plow and be obedient to God. But once in a while, I'll stop and I'll be pondering and I'll start thinking about the future and wondering what if this, what if that, and sometimes I know what it's like when it can get to be a little overwhelming. I think we all can get that way sometimes. Then I go into the sanctuary of God. It's those times where I have to just stop and say, okay, God, I don't have all the answers, but I know you're at work, and I know I can put my full and complete trust in you. And listen, that's not just a throwaway line that we can trust the Lord completely. That is where the rubber meets the road. That is not just a cliche. That's not just a throwaway line. We put our trust in God. But we don't get that perspective until we get into His presence, into the quote unquote the sanctuary of God. So I hope that helps you and gives you a little perspective as we walk through these unprecedented days. So God bless. Have a great day.